Nigeria Info.
Yeah, good morning, everybody. This is the Daily Digest with Jimi Disu, brought to you by MTN. Today is Friday, so it's the day, it's a bit of a relaxed day, and it's also the day that I set aside to highlight young people and the things that they're doing. Okay, so it's today with a lot of pride because these two gentlemen were practically born into my hands. Not that I was there in the labor room when they were born, no. But whilst their mother was screaming, Egbamio, and we heard, hey, he's a boy, we started drinking way back then. I'm on nonsense. Especially when you were born. We drank ourselves to nonsense. That's the Lubu you were. The two guys I have with me are the children of Majek. Now, not Majek Fashek. Lord Reza, so it's Muiwa Majek Odumi of Jazzville way back then in Onike. Those who are in my age group would know. I'm sure a lot of the young people too would also know Majek. Well, the young shall grow, and they have grown. And so it's with pride I introduce first Olumuyiwa. Olumuyiwa is a graduate of LASU, right? Yeah. But he started playing drums at the age of 3. He will tell his story. Then he is followed by Olaolu. Is there anybody in between the two of you? If I can remember, no. It was Olumuyiwa's naming ceremony. They almost took me out of the place in a wheelbarrow. Then Olaoluwa is he's still an undergraduate. Yes. By the way, Olumuyiwa is a chef. He's a trained chef. He'll tell you his story. Olaoluwa is a photographer. And I remember one time, I live in a block of apartments, these service apartments. And I remember the day I took him home to spend the weekend with me. He was about, how old were you then? About 4 or 5, I can't remember. Then he called me aside in a whisper and said, Okujimi. Like, say, Okujimi with his finger like that. You are living in a hotel. Because of the way the place is. Yeah, welcome this morning. I'm going to have a whole lot of fun with these two guys. I will take a short commercial break and then we'll be right back.
Don't touch that dial. Daily Digest returns in a moment. Welcome back. This is Daily Digest with Jimi Disu.
Yeah, you're welcome back to Daily Digest, and this is Nigeria Info 99.3, and this program is brought to you courtesy MTN. Right. Now, do you recognize the intro, this music that's being played?
Yes, I do.
Who played it?
Fela.
No,
Oh,
you
Fela-
see,
It's not
this was composed specially for me by Heavy Wind. Did you ever back him at Eniji?
No, I didn't.
He played at
Yeah,
Jazzville.
he played that, but I never backed him up.
At the age of 3, who did you play drums with?
So I played drums with Orlando Julius.
Really?
Yes.
At 3?
Then,
The one I saw, the few times I saw, I think you played with Femi Kuti.
no, it was Demola, the late Demola Lukoto.
And then Femi Kuti came to play that day at Jazzville.
Yes.
Yes. You didn't play the day Fela came.
I wasn't born. when Fela
Are
came.
you sure?
I wasn't
When
born.
Fela came?
No, I wasn't born. I wasn't born.
You can't be that young, or I can't be that old. It seems like yesterday, you know.
True.
But that day was, it almost brought tears to my eyes. Zainab, he was only 3. And then his dad just said that, do you know that Olumiwa can play? He had a few green bottles more than necessary. And lo and behold, he smashed the house. Do you still play drums?
Yes, I still do. Funny enough, when I got on the drums that day,
Yes.
it was only in my head. They could see there was one. So they were all wondering, who is that short
You
man?
you were not even as tall as the drums,
I
you
was
know.
as well as drums. So I think then I went downstairs to hear the Exat band rehearse.
Okay.
You know, so Uncle Eric Mann
Yes.
asked me to come on the drums and just.
He
do
just asked you
something.
like that.
And I think then I played Mr. Magic. That was my first.
Really?
That was my first hit.
You
with
played
them.
to Mr. Magic?
Yes.
But do you play for a jazz band now, or you just jam?
I just jam. I just play for churches.
It's a pity live music is gone someplace that we don't know for a while because of COVID and other things. Yeah. And it's a pity back in the day that we didn't have phones. So that's a long time ago. It's over that was before the Obasanjo's time. Yeah. If we had phones now, we would have recorded this, and then it won't be like Jimi Disu. Some people are saying that how could he have played drums at 3? But your dad does have the cassettes of it. He would have.
Yes, you still have
He would have.
Yeah.
Igwe, I call this gentleman Igwe. His dad and mom, your dad and mom,
yes.
They are Bekuta people. But I remember that when he was born, he was very stocky. He was heavy, you know. Kimbakiki. That's why since he was about 6 months, I've been calling him Igwe till now. How old are you?
20 years.
20 years.
Yes.
And already you're a professional photographer.
Well, yes, we are reaching that tipping point. True. We're getting there.
You're reaching that tipping point, but you're an undergraduate.
Yes.
You luckily, very unlike this other man here, you were lucky. The good Lord shined his blessings on you and on your dad to send you to Unilag. He went to Lagos State University, unfortunately.
He decided to go there.
He decided on his own to go there. Oh, my shit. Oh, you can see the difference. What are you studying in Unilag?
Mechanical engineering.
Really?
Yeah.
This boy is brilliant. Mechanical engineer. How did you get into photography?
I think it started from secondary school.
Yes.
I always loved taking pictures because I derived so much joy in that. People could see and look at the pictures and say, okay, ask the question, who shot that image?
That image.
So there was just this joy that.
I hope you shot a good one of me now. Should I go and change my shirts? Did you take Zainab? Don't take Zainab and I don't want any wala. You can see there's a ring on her. I don't want any wala. Don't take Zainab and I. Okay. So and then did you then go through any training?
None at all. Everything I learned was from YouTube. So personally.
I hear so. Yes, you are There was a lady that I met who learned her photography through YouTube. Didn't have enough money to buy a camera, but uses her phone so well. She came to take some birthday shots of my grandson, and I think I remember then she used an iPhone or something like that, and the photographs came out, bam.
Wow.
But you have a camera, okay?
Yes, I do have.
This one is your second one.
But I started off with a phone as well.
You started off with a phone?
Yes.
How long does it take to learn photography on YouTube?
Well, it doesn't really take that long. I feel how you learn and improve is just by shooting
and by consistently and practicing.
Yeah.
But do you think that you have to have a flair for it in the first instance? It's not something. I don't want anybody hearing your story and say, yes, I'm now going to go and look for money to buy a phone. I start from there. Do you think that? I think that photography starts with the eye.
Yes, true.
Not with the camera.
Yes.
It starts with the eye.
Yeah.
What the eye, perceives. I'm an amateur photographer too, but all kinds of things have made that disappear. I used to way back then. I used to like going to the conservation something, and look out for photographs early mornings ahead of a snake or something like that. Everybody thought I was mad. And in those days, it wasn't like now. In those days, you had to go and print and so on. Then later, I'll do that on one Sunday. From there, I'd head to Ekpe. Mrs. Muritala Mohammed have you been there? You should. She has this garden. I don't know if she still has it, commercial garden for flowers.
Wow.
Loads of flowers. Way back then, I'm talking even before you were born, sir. But I'm sure she still has it. You should go there.
Well,
but do you like portraits or scenery? Which one is your preference?
I prefer portraits, like taking portraits.
Taking portraits.
Yeah, and also like products as well, like product photography.
Go away, you want to make money. Yeah, that's why I call you Igwe. Yeah, Igbo man, you want to make money. You like money.
Man has to
You have to
survive
make
now.
money. I know your own is more than well. That's why. Well, let me say, my reference to Igwe is not derogatory in case some people begin to impute some meaning into it. I mean, I just mean that. I just mean it in the sense that when it comes to commercial, whatever, enterprise, you can't beat those guys. Right. But you Alumi, you studied what in LASU?
Music.
You studied music. That's true. Your passion.
Yes.
Do you make money from music?
Uh,
The taxman, it goes to the mosque on Fridays, so you can feel free. And I will ask you for the exact. Zainab, the taxman. The taxman. So you make money from?
I make money from playing drums.
From playing drums.
Yes.
That's good. But you then, when you left LASU, you became a chef. One day you just told me that you had become a chef, and that you have something de la rue de la pora. I said, what? What exactly is all that?
Okay, so while growing up,
Yes.
in the 90s, because I was born in 1992.
Okay.
So when Jazzville started,
Yes.
Jazzville started January 12, 1990.
Okay.
So I've always loved hanging around my dad and my mom a lot. So mom,
That's why it took so long to produce him. You didn't give them enough time and space. Okay, go on.
so I always enjoyed watching my mom cook a lot.
And your mom can cook
Yes.
jollof rice. Or lokwa to marry.
You know, so
It's second to none.
our jollof rice and chicken was. the
Did you
top.
bring jollof rice for me?
I bought jazzed up beans for you actually.
I don't know. Jollof rice is
I
really
was
low
like,
do.
if you taste the jazzed up beans, you would.
Your mom has a way of producing. Did she give you the recipe?
Yes, she
She has a way of producing adogon rice flavored jollof rice. Zainab, I will order.
So I've always enjoyed watching my mom cook and
Yes.
my late grandma too. So I learned a lot from them. I'm still learning a lot from my mom actually. So the name of the business is called Jazzville Kitchen.
I didn't tell you to come and advertise your business. I'm
Jazz
talking of
kitchen.
food.
So
Go on.
So I loved the fact that everything I taste from my mom is different from what I taste from outside.
It's going to be difficult for you, this man, to marry you. It's going to be a real big problem. Look, all you guys out there, his photograph is going on, what do you call it, on my Instagram, but you better be careful. You better be able to cook as nice as his mom would.
So I infused my music and
Into food.
together.
Is it that your food is eatable or your music is food? Well, how did you bring the two together?
Once you taste something, it gives you
Yes.
this sensational feeling. At least you're hearing the music and you're enjoying nice barbecue chicken.
You have gone into the esoteric. Why? These two guys. What has surprised me now is this one that wants to look me what that wants to advertise his business. Let me tell you what it is. He kicked the two of them kicked their papa out. Showed him the way upstairs to go and wait for his grandchildren. Then he took over the kitchen. It's called Jazzville Kitchen. That's the name of the enterprise. And you are both under 30, Abby. How old are you?
I'm 28.
28. And how old are you?
20.
20. And you've been making money. Do you pay tithes?
Dry pay tax. Well, there's lockdown now, so
Oh,
church.
which the kind of aren't you making money from? You don't pay tithes just to the church, oh. A man, not our papa. I used to love taking him around when he was young. This one, I used to love. He's my favorite. I have a new PlayStation. I want to come and he took the last one. Okay, it's today is Friday. Today is fun day. Today is Daily Digest with Jimi Disu. I have two brothers in the house. Ola Oluwa is 20, and Olumiwa is 28, and the distance between them has been explained by the fact that Olumiwa kept hanging around his dad and mom, so it took a while for them to kick him somewhere and produce. But so now are you a professional chef? Can people hire your services? I'm not talking catering now, but can people hire your services? I want 10 people are coming to greet me. Zainab is coming with her husband and her family and so on to greet me, and I want them to eat something special. Do you do that kind of service?
Yes, I do.
So it's not, but you are not a caterer, are you?
No, I'm not a caterer.
You're not a caterer. You just do. And then also there's this, what's the recipe for that, your chicken?
Well, that's the family secret, actually. I can't disclose that.
What kind of this is, I'm an associate of Jazzville Kitchen, so Jazzville itself is 30 years today. This year, Abi?
This year, January.
This year, Jazzville. Those were clubs way back. Let me take my people down memory lane. My timetable about 30 years ago. 30 years ago, I was running an agency in Surulere way back then, one duplex on Fema Achuga. And that's to show you how unhealthy living, see where it has got to me now. By about 1:30, 2 o'clock, we'll all head to Clegg, to something like that. That place, all of us were carrying these leather handbags. You put it under your armpits like that. Not the armpit where that man said he put some people, but he put it back under your armpit. And then you'll be pointing at Bokoto and pointing at this and that. My friend Sky, I'm sure he's listening to me where he is now, remembering those days. He was working, he was into clearing, I think. Back 30 years ago, he would always come with his French suit or Buban Chokoto back then. Then we eat about 10 pieces, 12 of us on healthy eating. In between that, now we settle with one brown bottle. You know the brown bottle, the bigger version. Mm-hmm. Why are you shaking your head? You're not supposed to know anything about brown bottles, Zainab. I've told you. I've been warning you. Don't let your imam come and harass me. So from there, we go back to the office. Then at about 4 o'clock, we'll go back again to go and eat Isiewu somewhere in Nobi. You take one brown bottle while you are waiting for the Isiewu is on request. Then after when the thing arrives, you use another brown bottle to push it down. This kind of unhealthy living. Then we'll go home, shower when it's about 7. You remember Dio? You don't know Dio Martins? Dio Martins had a place called Porky's. Used to sell pork, grilled pork. And one of my greatest games was always, because he sold it by weight, was always trying to tip the scale to make sure that the pork is not too heavy on the scale. After a while, I said, look, Jimmy, we'll give you a discount. So we sit down there and another one. Then we now head to Jazzville back then at about 12 is 12. No, we get to Jazzville about 11:45 thereabout. Eat your mom's, does it still make that chicken?
Yes, she still does.
Jesus Christ. We eat the chicken now. I did all this stomach. We eat the chicken. Then once it is about 1:45, that's when you hear your dad say, you're looking at your watch. I'll say, yes. I'm going straight to Shrine. At Shrine, if I'm still a bit hungry, after what I've eaten, I will venture into Yalati's. I don't know how they cook the soup. They don't have those soups anymore. Those soups that tasted like obe. What I have now is, I don't know, tell me, you're a chef. The soups that you people cook these days, they say there's ginger. There's one brown powder like that. What's it called now? Is it? No, not nutmeg. They put nutmeg, then there's another turmeric. You put turmeric, you put onion, then but where does one get that obe? Do you know what they call obe?
The obe dindin kind of thing.
Not dindin. Dindin, they go obe. And you labe, you guys, we didn't grow up at a time of poverty like you people. I remember my late grandmom, when you finish eating the eba and the obe, when you finish, my great grandmom used to call me Alade. Say, Alade, ma we wa labe. So they'll give you obe again, then you have to lick soup. These days they give you big eba and an empty plate. Oh my God. You know, and it was so much fun. So 30 years down the line. And then when we now leave Shrine at about 5 o'clock, I would stop at Oju Elegba. You see all these conductors that are is Yamala. Very hot. Very, very hot. And for some reason, instead of you to wait for it to cool down, you want to eat everything at the same time. By the time you finish, all your eye don't clear. Those were fun back then. So Jazzville is 30. So Jazzville still lives in you in the kitchen.
Yes, still is.
But the club is gone.
Yes.
Ironically, the club is gone, but the spirit is alive in some of us.
True.
Even though your dad, I don't know, that's his own headache. It doesn't belong to him. It belongs to us. We will revive the spirit of some sort. We will. We won't have a club again, but I think we should have a Jazzville concert every year. It used to be fun. Did you ever play at any of the concerts?
I did once.
You did?
I did.
Oh, those concerts were?
Jazzville Network.
Jazz Africa Network.
Jazz Africa Network.
I'm a trustee. I'm a trustee, but I can't find the paper again. Tell your dad, I think it was myself, your dad, and Uncle T-Mac that were trustees of Jazz Africa Network. We will revive the spirit of Jazzville. Okay, I hope you are enjoying yourselves. The number to call is 0700 993 993 993. The Twitter handle is @NigeriaInfo FM. Okay, but please add @Jimi Disu. Every time you send a tweet on my program, please add @Jimi Disu so I can read it on it will reflect in my own account here. The way the tweet is structured is such that from this place I cannot read them. My eyes are not as sharp as Zainab's own. So if that, then I have to now, Sheun Lotta. You know Sheun Lotta?
Yes.
He says, I can read it. I can see. Sheun Lotta says that congrats to the Majeks, Mr. and Mrs. Majekotomi. Investment in the Nigerian entertainment industry is no waste. Jazzville was about an ideology of intellect and decorum. With these young lads taking over, it shows that ideology lives long. I'm so proud of you guys. You know, I'm super excited. If it was back in the day, I would have sprayed you money, but about a little more. Please. So you are a photographer for hire.
Yes, I am.
At 20, do you pay tax?
No, I don't.
Do you pay tax?
No, not at all.
Do you have a registered company? Let me let you into a secret.
No,
The federal government has set up one fund for small. Look at his eyes. Look at it. What's here? They set up one fund. I think it's about 30,000. And you have to be registered. Just go to this. You saw it. Yes. So you have a full complement of equipment and everything.
I have the basic things that I need. And
then you can always hire the supplements.
Exactly.
Yes. But it's a good thinking. You know, I'm so glad that at 20, I'm so proud of you. At 20, you're not wasting your time, online, going to porno sites, and so you don't tell me you want to go to porno sites. And you're making good for yourself. So very soon you relieve your dad of the wahala of sending you to school, and you can finish yourself. Is that right?
Oh, yes.
He's listening.
Yes,
he will take over. So are you ever thinking of taking up a full-time job? Or you want to run this kitchen?
So I'm thinking of taking a full-time job, but also balancing.
You face one. I tell you this, let me advise you. If you concentrate, if you concentrate on this job, your turnaround will surprise you. You know, I was telling you when we were having breakfast, I said one of the things you need to do is, a lot of caterers today, a lot of people who have lost their job and whatever, say we now cook. They cook big quantities. What you need to do is to cook small, the one-offs, which is what I can buy, anybody can buy. If I can pay for the delivery, so be it. foods that you can just pack, eat, and throw away the plastic, everything. I think you should focus on that. I shouldn't be telling you this in public because some people will pick up the idea. But all this bucket of 8,000, whatever, you might not want to do that. But I think you should concentrate. Is it that you don't think you're making enough money? You want to build a house overnight or what? Talk to me now.
Basically, I'm not making enough money yet. So that's why I actually want to go into...
No, I think that, what do you think, Olaoluwa?
Well, for me, I have more or less like the business mentality. Yeah, I want to be like independent, generally.
From day one?
Yes. I don't.
You have focused your mind on that.
I don't really want to work for anybody. Yet. So
no bagger, any goddamn person.
So like that's like the plan for me. So
okay.
And I feel like if actually, like what you said, if you can focus and channel your energy on one particular thing and build it, then I feel...
Yeah, because again, you can always tie in music to it. Do you see yourself running a kind of a club or something in the near future, running a place of your own?
Yes, sir.
Are you going to run a restaurant?
No, I'm going to run. It's not going to be a restaurant per se.
What will it be?
It's going to be like a relaxation avenue for both the young
Will there not be food?
There'll be food, but it won't be
maybe it will be like a casual restaurant, like a coffee shop, but with African food, with an African feel,
But still,
when I say restaurant, I'm not thinking of a Chinese restaurant or anything as exotic as that.
But still, there will still be events going on.
There'll be events going on. Well, I'll be happy any day you want to launch that thing. You let me know. I will run a free commercial for you here. Okay. Even if it means them throwing me out of the studio after. I will know it's for a good cause. Okay, we are going to take a short commercial break. We need to pay our bills here. And when we come back, I'll continue with the discussion, but also I would like to talk about one or two other things that have crossed my way today. So don't go away. We'll be right back.
Don't touch that dial. Daily Digest returns in a moment. Breaking news and stimulating talk.
The government at all levels of
Section 227 of the Constitution has prohibited the setting up of
Informed analysis on issues that affects you.
We need to start building institutions.
Keeping you informed all day long. Your number one station for talk. 99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk. Welcome back. This is Daily Digest with Jimi Disu.
Yeah, you're welcome back to Daily Digest with Jimi Disu, brought to you by MTN, and this is I have with me Olumoyiwa and Olaoluwa Majekodumi, the two sons of. How's BG yourself?
It's doing great. Sir.
He's doing great.
Yes.
Oh, good. Give him my regards. Thank God he's not here. He'd have been beating my stomach. he remember he used to call me pregnant in those days. He didn't know that it was the brown bottle and this and all these things. Oyinlola says listening to these guys brings back memories. Do you know any Oyinlola? And he or she, I don't know if he or she, says my friend was with them for a while we were in lag and I was a regular visitor. Laulu may not remember, he was so little back then. And he also remembers your grandma and says God rest her soul. That's Oyinlola. Olalekon says that when you are big, you are big. Olumiwa, I'm proud of you. This is Ibrahim from Livskas days. What's Livskas?
My secondary school, Livingston College.
Oh, okay. You didn't go to Igbobi?
No, I didn't, I didn't go to Igbobi.
It's a pity. Jack on truncated that. Yeah. I found this tweet quite interesting. I saw it since last night, and it says this has nothing to do with the two of you guys. He says this is a must read. He says he had a talk with a very brilliant Nigerian who thinks that Jimi Disu is a plant and is really working for the government. Is that true? Your position on many issues facing the country makes him think so. I'd like to tell people, don't focus on me. I'm not the president. All I am is I'm just a practicing journalist doing his job. Focus on those who are ruling you and who are determining the way your life goes. Of course, some people have answered him. And yes, Oladele says that Dr. Abdul Latif Abdul Hakim is a two-time commissioner as a House of Assembly member, is the chief imam, House of Assembly Central Mosque. He's a mirror that he's seen it all. He stole my heart when I was at a lecture where he openly lambasted his fellow politicians sitting there. Right, this brings me to the story. You guys just relax, watch me do my job for 10, 15 minutes, and I'll come back to you. Or do I have a caller? Let's take that call. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Uncle Jimmy.
Morning, sir. Who's calling?
Jerry.
Sorry, sir. Are you on speakerphone?
Yes.
Okay. Please, when you do call in, these are the rules to observe. Number one, go to a quiet place. Don't talk from a kitchen or a toilet, because what happens is the tiled walls will reflect the sound. Okay? Then go to a quiet place and then please switch off your radio so that we don't get an echo and we can hear you loud and clear. Do you have another person? Hello?
Hello, Uncle Jimmy.
Morning, sir. Who's calling?
Good morning. This is Pastor Ladipo.
Yes, Pastor. How are you?
This morning, I'm really inspired by the story of this young man.
Yes.
But, sir, I want to say something. Why is it that, maybe it's my own perception, that some of these children that are privileged to have this kind of parenting, they turn out like this. So what could be done for people? Because when I look at the age, the first one, 20, the other one, 28, and I look at the environment, especially Orile Gomu, where I stay, and you see 35 years old, still stays with the parents, doing nothing. So what do you think you can give as a counsel now that will help these other youth? Because these two children, their stories are too inspiring.
Okay, thank you. Look, see, no matter your beginnings, every human being is born with an opportunity. These children did not, and I repeat, were not born with a silver spoon in their mouth by any standards. Okay? What they have been given, which every parent can give, is a good education. Is not so much money spent, but it's a good education and good training so that they are focused. And you don't need to be rich to do that. That is one message I need to pass across to people today. Don't stop making excuses. I'm living in poverty. I went to school with people whose parents, in fact, I went to school with people who couldn't even afford school uniform, and they're doing well today. We must understand that all of us have equal opportunities in terms of the ability to raise our children well. I've seen children grow up in tenement houses, what you call face me, I face you, and they've come out completely fantastic. You understand? I know some of the people I went to school with back in the day were indigent, and today they're very, very successful people. So what is most important for any young person, and indeed their parents, is to make sure that you teach your children, and you the child too, as you grow up. I don't think did any of your parents tell you what exactly to do? Did your dad tell you to take up photography?
No.
What about you?
No, but what he just his punchline was always this: like, once you enjoy what you're doing, you have his full support.
And it didn't allow you to indulge in frivolities. That's the most. Did I say anything wrong?
Because he didn't force us to study.
Were you born with a silver spoon in your mouth?
He didn't force us to study.
But this your own man would like silver spoon now. you are not born with a silver spoon in your mouth, but if they put a silver spoon in your mouth now to get it back, you must understand the last caller that ironically those who are born with a silver spoon usually make nothing out of their lives. They might have all the PhDs, they might be exceptionally brilliant, but usually they can't gather themselves. One or two people come to mind in my age sets that most of you guys know, and you can see what they've made out of it. So it's not so much, don't think that economics plays, it does help, there's no doubt about it, but if you put your mind to it, I mean, look at the lady coming next week is a 16-year-old. What's his name now? Trust's sister. She's a 16-year-old. She just decided that she wants to start sewing clothes. Okay, learnt it, and now she says as soon as she finishes her secondary school, that's what she wants to face. She's focused. 16. She wasn't born with a silver spoon. In fact, Trust was saying that Uncle Jimmy, that's the Dangote of her house. That raised an alarm in my head. Okay, I want to call your attention to this story this morning. It came up at about 7:30 when I did with Sheriff, but I'd like to emphasize it again. There's a gentleman called Dr. Hakim Abdul Latif who has caught my attention. He resigned his membership of APC in the state over the rejection of his 2023 governorship bid. Now, what I like about this gentleman, one, he's very focused and clear that he wants to run in 2023. I give him kudos for that. I've always had very little respect for people who will say, oh, I was called upon by my people. I don't think Nigeria needs leaders like that. Nigerians need people who are determined and are ready to work. From what I can see from this guy he has a framework, he's probably ready, he's getting himself up. And it turned out that he used to be a member of the APC, but he said that when he spoke to some close leaders of the party, Shebi, you know how APC is run. Everybody has to go and Juba for Babaloke there. And when he from their body language and whatever, he decided to go solo. So he left the party. He's a bold man. He's a man to watch. He's a man to watch. And it says that Abdul Latif was a lawmaker. He served under Ambode between 2015 and 2019. And he recently launched Yekwe 2023. Usually when they start like that, they launch some movement, which transforms into a party. Anyway, in leaving the party, he thanked Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, who he described him as a great leader who fought tenaciously for democracy. And he says that when I joined politics, he was there for me and assisted him to occupy every enviable position in government. He also praised the governor, Sanwo-Olu, whose job he won. So, by the way, we don't even know if there's going to be a vacancy in 2023. The word going around is that Sanwo-Olu has only one term. But God knows all, I think if Sanwo-Olu works hard, if he can brace himself up, he can find himself where Fashola found himself some years back. And there was no choice but to give him. I wish the APC had tested the will of the people and denied Fashola that ticket that year. I just wish they had done so. Anyway, so he praised Sanwo-Olu and Obasa, the same old political talk. And he says that he apologized to those he might have offended while switching support due to party loyalty. And he says, to all members of our party, including my mentor, Otumba Jomale, and the state chairman, Alhaji Tunde Balogun, he offered prayers for them and so on and so forth. Now, one of the things I've heard him say is that he's from Awori. Do you know who Awori is? Are you a Lagosian? No. If you say you're a Lagosian, are you a Lagosian?
No, I'm not.
You dare not. Well, you okay, so you don't, but you don't know who the Aworis are. And he says that he's Awori. He had heard him say it's Awori's turn to pick up the ticket and so on and so forth. I'm going to plead with him. Don't walk into what I will call the Ambode trap. You understand what I'm saying? When Ambode started having an argument with people on whether he was from Ekwe or not, he said they should go and see the Oba and they couldn't trace his lineage in Ekwe. That's what is most important is what you have to. Lagos is a very, very cosmopolitan state. Lagos State, extremely cosmopolitan. Yes, you can use the Awori factor underground, but don't emphasize it. Okay? In politics, there are no rights. You have to fight for everything, and it's a function of numbers. So my advice to him, my free consultation to him, is to de-emphasize that. And so I don't know what party he has decided to move to, but the most important thing is that he's left the party. He has a very strong ambition to be the governor. I think he's somebody we need to watch very closely. If he has declared this early, it shows me that to a large extent, he must be a very serious person. I understand he's a lawyer by profession. Okay? I don't know how I can get his contact. I'd like to host him here. If you want to make any comments on this, could we hear from you? Please let me pick that call, Zainab. Hello.
Hello, morning.
Morning, sir.
My name is Leke.
Yes, sir, Leke. How are you?
And I just want to comment on Dr. Abdul Latif Abdul Aziz. I've known him for the past probably 15 years. I know he is a lawyer. And at the time, he was a member of the Lagos State House of Assembly.
Okay.
And you know, the way politics works, it's like, if you don't belong here, you will belong there.
Yes.
At a point in time when the former deputy governor had his own issue, he was the one that moved the motion in the House against the said deputy governor. Later on, he became special advisor to Governor Fashola on legislative and political power bureau.
Okay.
When former Governor Ambode was to contest, he was to be his deputy.
Really? This man?
He was to be his deputy. Later on, probably there was political alignment and discussion. They made him a commissioner. So one way or the other, he is the chief imam of Lagos State Central Mosque whatsoever. So it's someone that understands the politics of Lagos, and probably.
Okay, we will get him to talk about his history later on. But we thank you very much for your contribution. Please, when you do call in, you have just a minute. You have just a minute to talk to us. I would like to congratulate somebody I respect so much. I respect him so much. I wish I had known earlier that today was his birthday. Professor Duncan is an oncologist. You know who an oncologist is? He's a cancer doctor. He turns 89 today. Do you know Alero Roberts? That's her dad. Alero Roberts, yes. You know Sherry Roberts, don't you? It's your dad's friend. Yes, that's her dad. Professor, in case you're listening, happy birthday to you. I wish you all the best. He's 89 and still looking good. I don't know, from this photograph, I don't know if he's ponytail. If he still has his ponytail. But Professor, happy birthday, sir. And we wish you all the best. Right. Any one of you interested in politics? At all. This is just money, Igwe. Just money. What about you? You don't think so?
I've not been interested in
But
politics.
Too dirty.
But okay, fine. If you say it is dirty, but this is what is going to determine your future to a large extent. So I think you need to have a shift. You don't need to contest. You see, the problem we have is people believe that with politics you must always contest. No. You don't need to contest. You can belong to a party, bring out ideas, contribute to who does what, and so on and so forth. Don't worry, this godfatherism thing will soon come to an end. They don't knock them for Edo. They don't knock them for Kwara. Okay, no, in your state there's godfatherism, I think. You're from Ogun, have you?
Yes, I am.
Your governor was the one congratulating the BBA winner. I bet let's leave that one. So, but they go soon knock them for Lagos, I tell you. Because you see, by simple laws of life, everything that has a beginning will always have an end. And I don't think the world tolerates any kind of godfatherism again. Why should it be that is one man that will dictate what's going on around me. For those who support that kind of thing, I can't understand. They're usually lazy. Why should it be that it's one man who will determine who will be commissioner, who will be governor, who will be senator, who will be this and who is that? I've never understood that logic. And so when you say politics is dirty, I know where you're going. Maybe if we didn't have that kind of system here, I even might have been in full-time politics, maybe most likely in legislative, going out to fight for my people. But in the middle of all this poverty that we have, people practice the politics of poverty, where everything is dictated by money. And as long as you have Robin Hoods who can take from E and give to B, that's what they're going to have. Second, let me take a call. There is enough. But it will soon come to an end. You will soon have a level playing field where you can decide in just your Yaba area only to get involved in what's going on in the neighborhood. Hello, good morning.
Uncle Jimmy, good morning.
Morning, sir. Who's calling?
Olu Jerry calling back.
Sorry, no, let's have another call. Please, I told you, when you do calling, don't switch off your radio because we tend to get an echo. Don't call from a kitchen. Don't call from a toilet. These tiled areas, you get an echo.
Good morning, Uncle
and don't
Jimmy.
you speak up on morning. Who's calling?
Good morning. My name is Adewale. I'm calling you from Lekki. I love your analysis. You are doing a great job.
Thank you.
I want to say this. You see, the problem we have in Lagos is that I think we are too timid. We are scared of unknown. This one-man politics of a thing, forget it. 2023 will be very, very loud. There is a guy coming up. There are 3 senatorial districts in Lagos. Lagos East, Lagos West, and Lagos Central.
Yes.
Lagos West has never produced a governor. Not about Awori or any Ijebu. No. Lagos West has never produced, and this person will keep saying is this.
But Tinubu came from Lagos West.
Oh.
He won the election from Lagos West.
You and I know what
I don't know your own. I don't know. Do I know you?
Watch out for this guy called Jendo.
Who is Jendo?
Jendo is in his early 40s.
Is that wait? Is that his wait? We are talking of state election, not an URTW election. Jendo. Is that his name?
His name is Babajide Olajide Abdelaziz.
Oh, I see. Why did you use it? I thought it was URTW when you said Jendo.
No, that is his pseudonym.
No, we don't want that kind of pseudonym. We don't want any governor called Jendo. No, I'm teasing you now.
He's from that Lagos West Senatorial District, and he's going to challenge the status quo. I'm telling you, people are lining up.
Is he a member of the APC now?
For now, he is.
Oh, for now?
Yes, for now it is. But if they don't give him the party ticket, I'm telling you, that will break APC. We the youth, we are after him. We have his supporters. 23 is going to be very, very loud. All we want federal government to do is to give us plain ground, the way they did in Edo.
Okay,
and you will see what will happen.
Right.
I would like you to talk to him. If you don't mind.
I don't mind. But please, when we are campaigning, I don't use that word. It sounds more like an NURTW. You see, the people must also understand that these little things matter. These little things matter. When the man has a nice, when you hear gender, it doesn't connote some kind of seriousness. So if I were him, I'd repackage my image, and but then that's me for you. I'm a very conservative person, and I'm old school. So, my sons, you brought beans for me. You took my photographs. When am I going to get my photographs?
Like 3 days.
What would you take? What are you going to do? If you've taken the photograph, you can't transfer it just now.
Yeah,
it's good to edit it. Okay, I'd gladly put it up on my Instagram page. And if I like it a lot, I'll frame one. I don't have any photographs on my wall. If you come to my house, it's full of paintings. I'm not those who like to hang graduation photograph and all this. You see me, I don't go to university, come back. I don't have any photographs on my wall. I just have my paintings. But if I like your photograph, because it has now become a piece of art for me, I will put it on my wall. Don't worry, I'll pay for the frame.
No, you can book a session now.
No, I don't. No, I did one here at Zainab downstairs the other day. The photographer almost ran me crazy. Turn left, put one leg up, put one leg down, hold this card, hold that card. No, I'm not. But and then you should put up an ad, and I'll put it on my Instagram to help push your services. Should be available for weddings and things.
Well, for now, I don't do weddings.
Why don't you do weddings?
Because weddings are a lot of work.
You don't like a lot of work?
Not like I don't like a lot of work, but I'm not like the wedding type of.
You're looking more at the art part of things.
Yes.
That means
I could still go into that, but
you want to make money. No, you have already said it. But are you going to have an exhibition soon?
None yet.
I can get a sponsor for you. I can get it. How many works do you have now? Do you have like 50 works you can exhibit? It must include my portrait. Okay, we'll talk about that later. But your kitchen is open.
Yes, it is.
It is open. Okay. Also, I'll put it on my Instagram page so people can have access to it. This is where I would have to draw the curtain. Also, I'm in so much of a hurry to go back home to go and sleep. Today is Friday. Tomorrow, I'm going to have Dr. Kunaya, the astrologist. Okay, the astrologist is going to talk about. I hope all of you heard that Trump, unfortunately, has caught COVID. He's got COVID. So, and one of the things I was going to talk about with Dr. Kunaya, incidentally, is the American elections, who might win. But we're also going to talk about Nigeria. So tomorrow will be fun. You don't want to miss it. The Discourse with Jimi Disu, brought to you by MTN, tomorrow at 8 a.m. on Nigeria Info 99.3. Tweet it to all your friends, everybody. You need to listen to tomorrow's Discourse. By the way, I would appreciate if you visited my blog once in a day. All my works are there. Everything I do is there. All my past interviews, past whatever, it's there. And this one, you can always access it on YouTube, on Facebook, everywhere. The name of my blog is jimidisu.com. I don't do gossip. Don't go there to think you can see who was under the table with this and who was. I don't have time for such things. But we do have that. A lot of the interviews I've granted, and a lot of articles that I find quite interesting, we highlight there and have a very civil discussion. Let me advise you, in public, do not join those who abuse people. You can disagree with people intellectually, but don't waste your time. It doesn't reflect well on you. That's what most people don't know. It doesn't reflect. Usually for me, you abuse me once, I block you. That's it. So join me on Twitter at Jimi Disu, same thing, Instagram, jimidisu.com. Right. Where's my beans?
It's downstairs.
It's downstairs. You want some of it? Some of it. You don't mind? Okay, we cut it in two. But do you have a spare plate?
I'll look for one.
You look for one, okay. Okay, that's where we'll end it today. Olumiwa, thanks a lot for coming.
Thank you so much.
Olaoluwa,
Thank you
thanks
very
a
much
lot for coming. I hope you had a nice time.
Yes.
I'm bringing you back here a year from now to come and tell me how far you're doing.
Definitely.
Next week Friday, the youth we're going to have is a 16-year-old girl or lady who is also, I'm hoping that, I promised her that I'd buy a shirt off her. I'm hoping that she's made it in time for me to wear next week. So I'll model it for her for free, model it for her. I want to move as many youths as possible away from this line of complaining. You understand? There's a lot of complaints. Your generation, don't sit back and complain forever. Do something and move forward. Zainab, are you coming to? No, you don't come on Saturdays. Okay. I'll see all of you tomorrow. We'll be here 8 o'clock with Dr. Kunaya. Until then. Oh, Philip, thanks very much. Do all of you know Philip, Abi? You have to look behind the pillars. I'll see you all tomorrow. Bye.